What is happening, guys? This is Jose Cañas, and I am super excited because if you want to know how to implement your budget into your life, how to do it, what to do, what are some of the most important things that I have been able to implement and that have made a huge impact in my life, this video is going to share with you all of these things, and it's going to help you make a difference towards your financial freedom, because budget is my number one most important thing that I recommend, the most basic thing that I recommend to start doing if you have begun your journey to financial freedom. So with no much further ado, guys, let's jump into it. And if you're new to this channel, again, my name is Jose. I have been in car sales for almost 2 years. It's been a huge blessing for me. And because of that, I want to bless you with all of the knowledge that I've been able to learn about finances, not only sales, but also finances and how to actually begin your journey to financial freedom. So let's jump into it, because I literally have a lot to cover and I'm super excited to share all these things about what I've learned about budget. So why is budgeting so important? Well, the reason why it's so important is because it's the most important basic thing when it comes to generating income and having control of your money. When you understand that money comes into your life and you have control of this money and you tell this money where to go rather than the money controlling where it's going, that is when the money is going to start making an impact for you and for those around you, because you start taking control of those things. So what do I do? Every week with my wife Charity, we sit together. If you are married or if you're not, it doesn't matter. We sit together, we pull our notebook, we write down all of our expenses, all of the things, all of the money that's coming in, how much money we have, and with that, we actually have in our minds every single thing that we need to keep in mind in order to succeed every week, every month, and have success taking control of our money. So there is a myth. A lot of people actually think like, hey, I feel like if I do a budget, I feel like I am in chains, I can't spend any money. Well, I actually argue that if you have a budget and if you do this on a weekly basis, and I'll recommend you to do it on a weekly basis, you are gonna have success. And you're actually gonna have more freedom to spend on things that you care for. So what do I do when I sit together and do a budget? Let me tell you some of the things that you have to take into consideration and how to follow them in order. So the first thing that I'm gonna say is make sure that giving is your top priority, all right? Giving. Why do I believe that giving is so important? Because no matter where you are in life, whether you're wealthy or you're poor, if you give, if you have resources to give, if you understand that money is a resource to bless people around you, that's when money actually becomes a blessing for you. The more money you get, the more money you give. And that is actually what's gonna bring purpose, what's gonna bring happiness, because money in itself, it's never gonna make you happy, never. Never gonna make you happy to have more money. The more money you have, it's never gonna make you happy. It is what you do with it to make an impact that will actually make an impact in you as well. So make sure that giving is your number one priority, okay? And with that, I mean a joyful giver. Not the leftovers of your budget, not at the end of the month, but actually when you get paid, you understand, you know what, I'm gonna give to these causes that I care for, these organizations that I care for, the local church, whatever it is, give, because this is gonna give you that joy and you're understanding like, man, I'm making all this money so that actually I can bless other people, and with that, I feel fulfilled. So giving, number one. Number two, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. And when I say pay yourself first, I mean don't go ahead and pay all the bills first, but actually take money aside for you, put it into a savings account so that you have money for the rainy day. Let me tell you a story that happened to me. When I graduated college, I was newly married to Charity. We were following the advice of this well-known Christian guru, Dave Ramsey, that said that in order for you to have success, you have to have $1,000 in your savings account and then dump all of your money into debt. Well, guess what? I remember that we were following this advice. I remember just like looking over our budget and just like, okay, let's dump all this money into debt. We were barely, it was our first job. We were not making that much money. And guess what? I was dumping all this money into debt, and the rainy day came in, and I went back to square one with Charity, because we didn't have any money in savings. Only $1,000 is not gonna get us by. So with that being said, every time you get a paycheck, here, listen very carefully. Every time you get a paycheck, you pay yourself first. So with that, take 20% of your income, put it aside into a savings account, at least 20%. If you can do more, do more. One of my goals is to eventually get to 40%. I'm not to that point yet with charity, but we will get there soon. But 20% of your income is so important. Take it aside at least and put it into a savings account so that you have it into for the rainy day. You know that the average American doesn't have more than $400 in their savings. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I don't want you going back to square one. So pay yourself first. Number two, that's the second priority after giving, paying yourself first. And the third thing I am gonna say is now pay debt or pay your responsibilities. You have bills, you have things that you have to pay every month. So go ahead and make sure that you take into consideration those things. If you have some extra money after you've paid yourself first, if you have some extra money, then dump some of that extra money into getting rid of bad debt like credit cards, student loans, any type of car loans, whatever it is. Make sure that you just pay all those things so that you have freedom, and eventually you get rid of that debt, and maybe you can save more, maybe you can invest in other things, and then make a difference in other areas of your life. But that is when you do that. But don't go ahead and dump all that money into debt, because if you do, again, if you don't pay yourself first, you're gonna go back to square one. So make sure that you're paying your debt, you're paying your, making an impact in your responsibilities, because that is so important. Now the fourth thing I would say is have fun with your money. And I'm gonna share a story with you because this is one of the things that I actually struggle the most with. So I'm originally from Colombia, South America, and growing up, I don't come from a lot of money. My family doesn't have a lot of money, and because of that, I saw a lot of need around me. I saw a lot of need growing up, a lot of people on the streets and things like that. I love Colombia, I love my country, but I saw a lot of need, and when that happened, and when that happens, still in my mind, I feel like I have such a hard time spending money on myself. You feel selfish. And I remember that not too long ago, I think it was earlier this year, I went with Charity, my wife, to on a shopping spree. We said, hey, we have this certain amount of money. You take this is for you, and this is for you. I had this specific amount of money for myself so I could spend, and we were actually going shopping. We're going to buy clothes for ourselves. And she told me this, Jose, make sure that you buy something for yourself. I don't want you coming back and saying, hey, I didn't spend anything. And I was like, man, all right, I'll do this. I went to different stores, had such a hard time finding clothes, and at the end of the day, you know what I ended up getting? Nothing. Like, I ended up only buying like a pair of joggers and then a t-shirt for working out, which is crazy because I struggle so much spending money on myself. But here's the thing, making this video, actually I'm preaching to myself right now. I like to have fun. I like to make sure that I can enjoy the money, because we're working so hard. You're working so hard. I'm working so hard to get to the point in life where I can actually have fun and enjoy my money. So I can have fun and enjoy the things that I have been able to accomplish through this. So have fun with it. Make sure that you enjoy it, because what's the point of working so hard to, if you're not enjoying it? So with that being said, have fun. Again, giving, number one, make sure that you give. You understand the money is a resource that's given to you so that you can give to other people. Number two, pay yourself first, and at least 20% of your income into a savings account. 20%, if you can, do more. Third, make sure that you pay your responsibilities, or pay your debt, as fast as you can. Number four, have fun with your money. Very important, because when you don't have fun, what's the point of working? Again, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you have some comments, what are some of the things that you have learned about budgeting that you've implemented and that can be beneficial for all of us? Leave some comments below. I would love to hear that. Click on that thumbs up if you like this video. If you didn't like it, make sure that you also dislike it. It doesn't matter. I would love to hear your feedback. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you see value out of this video, please subscribe, because it'll help me with the YouTube algorithm. It'll help me spread this word to more people and actually help other people have financial freedom and pursue that journey to financial freedom. I'll be making more videos of this, guys, and with no much further ado, guys, I'll see you until next video. Thanks again.